episode of Dan Plays. I am the star, the main person, the guy who plays people. Dan, better known as D Tartag One, on pretty much everything. So if you're looking to follow me, go ahead and follow me. So last week we had Chris Kelly on. This week we are graced by the presence of a Hall of Famer. You might know him from basically creating the NPC, running the Star Wars CCG store, or watching his show every Monday, the OCS Review. I want to thank Mr. Chris Gogolen for being on today. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I do have to correct you because Greg and Bill deserve a shit ton of credit for creating the NPC. I'm just the one who's kind of carried the ball over the goal line the last few years. So,
I know the three of you basically came up with the idea, started it, and everything, but you know what? We got to give credit where credit's due. So yeah, Chris
yeah.
Gogolen was a part. Greg Shaw, Taco Bill Kafer.
Look, I have a handful of accomplishments to my name, Hall of Fame trophy being one of them. So I got to be careful, I don't take credit for things that I didn't do and make sure credit is given where it's deserved. So
Yeah.
I got to keep my
Well,
ego in check somehow.
you know what? It might be kind of hard to do. So, I mean, like you said, you do have a couple of accomplishments to your name. So, for those who are new to episode two, Dan Plays is a format where I'm going to be playing different types of decks and be playing a slew of Star Wars personalities. So, I'm going to try and get as many people and as many variants on, so that way you can see what people are playing, how things used to be played back in the old people day. I know yesterday we had Scotland Grell on. We talked about some of the older decks, some of the older tournaments and everything. So again, this is just to see how people like to play. So today, Chris and I both agreed to play Premier to Death Star 2. How do you feel about that, Chris?
Um, well, people like to have that nostalgia effect about, oh, the game when it was so pure and before it got corrupted by all these episode 1 cards or all these virtual cards that aren't real, they're fake. And I think when you look really carefully at it, you're going to realize that a lot of those decks in those Premier to Death Star 2 era were really not fun to play with or against. And you know you just didn't know about them because you were like
Mm-hmm.
15 at the time and didn't know any better.
Yeah, like we said earlier, just listening to Scott and Justin Desai talking about some of the old stuff was just insane because I didn't start playing until Endor, so I didn't know anything about like operatives or the objectives or any of that stuff. So it was all new to me. So it's going to be interesting. I think that we're going to have some fun. Chris told me a little bit ago that he has two decks built up. I have one deck, and I also have a Premier to Special Edition or to Reflections 2 that I can quickly change. But
Right.
yeah, I say we get right on into it. So I got the table.
All right.
The
Let me
table
just
is
find my
already
deck.
up.
Beat Dan 2K. Okay, here we go.
Beat Dan 2K, huh? Okay. So
I was gonna name it Make Dan Cry, but I thought that maybe that might be a little.
oh, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, we're just both gonna ignore each other all day. Ready, go.
I don't know. I want you to come to me. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So I'm
Now,
gonna.
I do have to preface this. After we agreed to this format Monday night, I went and put this deck together. So that was before any conversations happened on
Mhm.
your show yesterday about any different variants and variations of decks and stuff like that. So
Okay,
just
yeah,
gotta.
because so I will say this: Monday night, I hop on to so the Pittsburgh guys and I, we all have like a little bit of we have a chat and everything. So I hopped on there and it was like, okay, guys, I need a deck to play against Gogolen. And then Reed was just like, well, here's 2 decks. Pick your choice. He didn't tell me what was in them or anything. So I was just like, well, how about if I take this one? This one sounds like an interesting deck. And he's like, good choice. Here, play this. And I'm just like, oh. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at my third effect here. I'm like, well, you already started battle order, so I don't need battle plan, and I don't. It's like I don't think I'd. I think I'm just going to start 2 effects, call it a day. Just keep 1 extra card in my deck. I can lose the Visage.
Okay, so. I will.
Cool. We got like 5 or 6 people watching.
Yeah, we got a few people watching right now. And then I posted in the GEMP, or, on GEMP, so. I forgot to post on Facebook, but it's not a big deal.
I know Jared was tweeting about it too.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Jared is on the ball when it comes to all the tweets.
Yeah. He is one heck of a tweeter. Yeah.
I don't know if we could say that.
We can say whatever we want. There's only 6 people listening. I'm just gonna. Yeah. I didn't realize you were video streaming.
So
from your side. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. I can't actually see the cards in your hand because my resolution size is so small. We're just going to make the chat window like the whole thing. I can
See,
do
now
that.
that's a good idea.
I can try and just expand the chat window just so I can just see that.
Okay.
To worry about. Actually, that's not going to work. All right. We'll just put a piece of paper over it. Problem solved.
I like that idea.
Hi, Belugo. Thank you for watching.
Okay, so this is going to sound bad, but I don't know who Belugo is. Okay. So, draw up to 12 cards. What do I want to... When am I going to lose the Visage?
What the heck?
Sorry, I'm like... Actually, yeah, before we go any further... request the
disable
action...
that. There we go.
There, we'll request the action timers. Just, Oh no, I lost the Emperor. And you
Yeah,
lost...
my third effect was do or do not. I'm like, I'm pretty sure in a Hunt Down versus Mind What You Have Learned game, neither of us playing Sense and Alter.
I don't know. I've done crazier things. I will say this though. This is so the deck that Reed gave me is this. He basically was like, "This is a player who played long ago. This is their deck." I tweaked it a little bit. Play smart. I'm just like, oh crap, I'm screwed.
Thanks, Reed. I was just referring to the fact that both of our objectives add 4 to our Sense and Alter draws. So unless you're drawing,
You know what? Like I said, I have done crazier things.
And I mean, technically, I was thinking about it. Technically, you could flip, and then it's only +4, so you could still draw 1 against, Vader.
Or the Emperor, who's now in my lost pile.
Yes. I'm gonna draw for my out of commissions and then just take care of him. So.
Well, that would be a bad...
What do we do here?
I don't want you to do that. Although you might... Are you playing a Scott Lingrel deck?
No.
Okay. Because, as we learned yesterday, Scott loves transmission or out of commissions and then the transmission terminated. Well,
oh, absolutely.
Or no, he plays what? How many? As we now have in the this week's deck building challenge, the Boom Pod deck.
The Boom Race deck has 5 out of commissions in it, just because he wants all the recycling 5s he can get.
Yep.
And he's like, I might as well play ones that put stuff out of play at the same time. Goes to the hut.
Okay.
Training area.
Wow, that's a interesting little starting hand you got there.
Get my test 1. No, this is actually the broken part.
Ah, boo.
Yeah. When I saw the opening hand, I'm like, I don't even have to pitch insight. I just get it. All right.
Boo. So basically, you won't be losing anything to honor this game or
Not
to
for a little bit.
visage.
Not for a
I
little
mean,
bit.
maybe if I just, you know, had that altar in my deck.
Oh, is No Escape not out yet for this format? Did it come
No,
out? It's in the set
it,
after it?
I want to say it was the set after it, because it was a Jabba's enhanced Jabba's Palace, or it was
It was
the Jabba's
it was
Seal.
the seal deck. Yeah, I just wasn't sure whether it was in this format or not.
If anybody who is watching knows if it was in the format or not, that would be
I'll double
great.
check.
But I, like I said, I don't think it was.
Format rules. Premier to Death Star 2. Jedi Pack Rebel Player 2-player game, first anthology, tournament sealed. Yeah, no.
Uh,
When did it? It must be in the. Yep. Oh no, it is Jabba's Palace seal deck. Yeah, it's on the list. It's
well,
so either you don't have it, or it's in your deck somewhere and you just haven't realized it yet.
probably the latter. Oh, so you're gonna draw everything, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't need to save force for grabbers or anything, right?
That is a good point. Oh, and I lose a 7? Wow.
Because now when I play all my, spies that the light set has so many of in this format that are all terrible. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
you could take a look.
A whole bunch of just random 6s and circles and dueling. Oh. Oh, all right. This is pretty close to Scott's Anctopot deck that he had from back in the day.
So this is Yannick's deck.
Okay. That would be Decipher Hall of Famer Yannick Lapointe.
Yeah.
Who I had the privilege of playing in the playoffs of the Montreal DPC.
That was that's not the right location.
It's not where that's supposed to go.
That is not supposed to go there.
I think at this point you want it there. You want me to go cancel Visage?
Are you sure about that?
I can put it on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You're going to force your in at the Death Star and put your objective out of play so you can play Sense and Alter. Oh, God, why didn't I see that coming?
Pretty sure Vader's good there for a few turns. Aw, you son of a...
Oh, hey. There you go. I will play it used and make you lose a force.
I don't like you, Chris.
You know what you're going to like even less?
What? You're gonna play it again.
Yep.
You son of a...
Because now I saw you got 2 Twi'leks in there, so... Yeah, this deck is absolutely stupid. Oh, look, there's 2 Twi'leks. I will play that used. Lose 2.
What'd you say the first time?
I guess Masterful Move the first time.
That was a good guess. I'll give you that.
Yeah, because I mean, I saw you played it once to get something the first time, and then
Mm-hmm.
I saw one when you recycled. I'm like, all right, he's playing lots of sixes. He'd want recycling sixes, and that's the easiest one to recycle.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and play that.
And now nobody's losing any force. Wonderful. Wow, you really slowed this game down. How does that make you feel?
Dirty. It makes me feel dirty.
So, Mr. Gogolen, so we're going to learn a little bit about you today. Oh, wow.
There you go. No sights. But you can see every card I got, and they are all god awful.
Holy crap. This is. So, not only am I getting to see this, but so are the viewers.
Yes, and viewers, if you're wondering, this is the deck that they talked about last night on the show. Which, when I heard Scott even go down that road, I was like, "Oh God, please don't talk about this deck. Please don't talk about this deck." And he's like, "Yeah, so Stephen Lewis had this deck in like the World's 2K format," and I was like, "Ah, Christ."
Oh my god. So they talked about the deck that you decided to play. Wow.
Yep. So this deck is entirely stupid. This is the one that Steven, I believe, won the 2K event with.
Mm-hmm.
He played it. Brian Repetto played it. Hayes may have played it as well day one. They all made like the top cut or whatever. I know Hayes switched to Throne Room because he loves Throne Room with like nudges and
Yeah.
that kind of crap. But
We actually talked about that last night too. Wow.
But this is Stephen Lewis's. I mean, they all worked on it together, but this is the deck that Stephen used.
Jeez. Is this the stupid deck that you were talking about, or the?
Yes.
Okay.
This one is absolutely stupid. This is the stupid deck that, not fun to play against. And anytime people, talk about like, oh, defensive shields ruined the game and all this stuff, I'm like, no, defensive shields stopped all of these stupid cards
Yes.
that are even worse when they work simultaneously.
So if anybody is watching right now who has an issue with defensive shields, this stops it. So this is pretty much why defensive shields were made.
Right.
Like
Stop anger, fear, aggression, stupid inserts. Stop numbers, stupid inserts. Stop, looping, repeating interrupts as easily by having things like grabbers or come here, you big coward, or that kind of stuff. I heard you crack something open, Dan. What you drinking?
I'm having a Kona Brewing Company Island IPA.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm going to be playing this right now, holy crap.
Time to start drinking, right?
Yeah, what do you got over there?
A big glass of water.
Water. I like how, I get made fun of all the time because I pronounce it the same way. So I'm a little surprised. Are you running any Jedi testing effects or the Jedi testing cards?
Yeah, test one. I pulled test one.
Ugh. So you complete test one, you block all my drain modifiers, and then you just play your little janky interrupts and just do your thing, right?
Essentially, it's kind of a combination of that. I mean, eventually, like you did see a little bit there, I do have some space. It's Kessel and, the Falcon and stuff. So I can start. If you just sit there and do nothing, I can at least, I have some way to do damage other than making you just kill yourself. All right, there goes the objective out of play.
Why would I do that?
You want to undo that?
Yeah. So I'm going to say this. I am not a hunt down player at all. Oh,
that
Fall
I guess
of a Legend.
We'll go back to here.
Thank you, Chris.
I don't want to come back on the show. No, I very much enjoy talking to Dan. So Playing against Dan is always a fun time. Although Dan, next week we'll have to play either Chris Werfs, Chris Menzel. I think that's about it. That's active right now because Schoenthal and Twilliger don't really play.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think you're right. But we will worry about that next week.
Wow, you got all these people out.
I mean, what else? I have nowhere else to go. This is. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like a game of solitaire.
It is. I can see why.
I mean, this deck is certainly the extreme because it's take Chris Westergaard. You're right. You could play. See, I don't think of him as Chris Westergaard. Most people call him Mr. Westergaard because
Papa
he's
Westergaard.
yeah,
Yeah.
or Yodad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fun to play with. And I'll tell you what, Gemp has actually made him a lot better of a player.
Absolutely.
And Visored Visitors, you're going to say. Oh,
We'll
wow.
guess
Twi'lek Advisor's in there. What'd you guess? You guessed Twi'lek?
I guess Twi'lek. On the plus side, you get to see all the cards in your used pile as well, so I'm giving you information.
Yeah, you're giving me information, but what am I going to do with this information? Because, like, in reality, you're not doing anything to me. You're literally sitting over there, like, you're just going to make me ping myself. Actually, no, I'm not going to ping myself now because Vader's on the table.
Right. Yes, because Huntdown doesn't flip when Vader's not at a battleground.
It's just when he's not on the table.
Just when he's not on the table. So I got to put a Jedi or Luke at a battleground,
Which
to then flip you back to the zero side.
yeah, I was gonna say, where's a battleground? I don't think you have any battlegrounds. I don't think I have any battlegrounds. This is
And that's why I built another deck. So at least, if we wanted to try something a little different rather than just, play this nonsense. But I wanted to make sure to remind people, who get all nostalgic about the greater time of Star Wars that, the new cards are actually pretty good and you might want to give them a shot because they do some interesting stuff.
yeah. I mean, you don't even have Yoda on the board, and you've done 7 damage to me. I will say this: I would love to see you get out Kessel. At least then we could actually do something. Do you have a Luke in your deck?
Yeah. I forgot to pull Yoda.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say last turn you did not pull Yoda.
Nope.
So I noticed when I went to use prepared defenses, it wouldn't let me start security precautions.
Nope.
And we do this again.
And maybe this deck was a little mean of me. I apologize.
You hear that, everyone? Chris apologizes for playing this broken Stephen Lewis deck.
Although, to be fair, I mean, you could have played your own battlegrounds too.
Yes, I could have. Maybe I don't want to.
That's
Actually,
fair.
I did play a battleground. You've moved it.
Nah, you didn't. It wasn't a battleground. You just made one of your shitty sites into a battleground.
Yeah,
You could be playing,
that's more than what you have done.
you could be playing the back door or something.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find Kessel yet. All right, it's somewhere in my force pile.
Oh, there's a Luke.
Yeah, there's a Luke in there. There we go. I know what we'll do. We'll speed this game up.
You know what's really bad? I do not remember the hollow table rules.
So the short version of how the holotable works is that basically the destiny number of the card is what you use for everything. It's its deploy cost, it's its forfeit cost, it's its power, it's its ability. Spend it. Ah, I spent it. It's in the 5 force I spent.
Oof.
Well, at least now I know where it'll be next in 3 turns, so I can just activate, pass, activate, and then draw, and it'll be the top 5 cards.
Ah, there it is.
All right, well, you found the anger fear. Now you have to come battle me.
With what?
I don't know, man. You got holograms, right? Come fight at the holotable. Oh, and if you control the site at any time, you can pick your card back up. That's where Dan just draws up and ends the game.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You can just hit the concede button and it'll just go faster. There you go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so everybody who watched that, I'm really sorry. Chris decided to be.
I was a jerk. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
So I will put up another deck. Actually, it's going to be the same one. So.
Then let me load up the deck that says play, Dan.
Okay. And now I'm just waiting for Chris to do his.
Still not going to be as interesting.
How so?
Don't worry, there are 0 insert cards in this deck.
I guess that's good.
You didn't get any locations in your opening hand with your whopping 4 force?
Nope. So, Chris, how's the quarantine treating you?
Quarantine's fine. It's just another day. I mean, I was already social distancing before everybody else was on it, so y'all just catching up. Yeah,
Yeah.
wearing the mask thing when I go grocery shopping, that's a pain in the ass. But other than that, yeah, it's just a regular day.
Yeah.
What do we want to do here? Yeah, I could probably ditch that. And how are you surviving out there, Daniel?
California's okay. I mean, what can I say? Literally, this is my day. Are you working?
Yes. I was already kind of working from home 2 or 3 days a week, and my company actually just decided, they announced yesterday that the smaller office that I go to, they have their corporate office in Pennsylvania. They're keeping
Okay.
that one, but the satellite office I worked out of in New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
which had like 40 people in it, they're just like, yeah, so we noticed that when we moved you all guys remote full time, we actually lost zero productivity. So we decided we don't need that office. So you guys can just stay working from home full time.
Oh, see, now that's lucky. Now, what is it you do exactly?
I am a mortgage underwriter,
Now, explain that
which
to
is,
me because I have no idea what it is.
it is as boring as it sounds. The short version is, when you decide you want to buy a house,
Mm-hmm.
they will, whoever lender you apply to, they're going to ask you for a whole bunch of stuff: your pay stubs, maybe your tax returns, your bank statements to show you have enough money. They take all that stuff together and they give it to somebody, and he says, or she says, yes, you're qualified. We can give you a loan. I'm the guy they give it to.
Oh, interesting. Oh, somebody likes to activate force. Yeah. So, why did you pick the Millennium Falcon over Gold Squadron 1?
Because Han.
Oh, yeah. Hans, you can't play Han on Gold Squadron 1
It's
this time.
it. I mean, the other one's not immune if Han's on it.
Oh, okay.
It's Lando and Ten Num.
Okay.
It's like, all right, well,
Plus, everybody remembers the Millennium Falcon, not the Gold Squadron 1. And you move for free.
yeah, you move for free moving to Endor
Oh, that's not good.
from Rendezvous Point, or wherever Haven is, or Sullust, or some
Mm.
stuff.
So, do you have honor in the deck, or did you just forget to put it out?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you have honor in this deck?
Uh, yes, but I will play without it for the time being. I'm not going to ditch Insight and go get it. We'll actually let this game progress and do some damage to each other.
Just so you can get some damage back onto me. Okay, let's see.
I mean, you're playing Hunt Down, right? You gotta let you get at least some Hunt Down-esque damage going.
Only if you're a halfway decent person.
Put that hollow table back out there again. All right, I'm gonna put my projections there and start draining for 3.
No, don't. You don't want to do that. So, how long have you been doing the OCS review?
That is an excellent question. I don't know when I started everything. I know I'm coming up on show number 90, so I've done at least 90 weekly shows. So that's about 2 years.
Mm.
But I
You've
mean,
so what I'm
I was
hearing
doing
is
podcasts before that, and
okay.
then I was doing the NARP articles before that. if you remember those.
I do not. Could you tell us what the NARP articles are?
So perhaps you remember Lenny did a series where he did like his fortnightly thing where he wrote like these 5 or 10 page articles about
Mm-hmm.
little tips and tricks that people know or are coming back to the game, like how to get up to speed on some stuff. Well,
Mm-hmm.
2 years before that, I did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And then the reset happened, and a lot of my articles were outdated because they were, oh, use these cards and do this, and these cards.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you get activation and all this stuff. And then the reset happened, and I was like, well, I'm not going back and redoing them all. And then Lenny was like, I want to do a series. I'm like, have at it, man, go for it.
So, for those who do not know him, Chris was talking about Lenny Rubin. Lenny is a Virginia player. I want to see he's outside of Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Good guy. Uh, he actually won the Endor. He actually
Yep.
won the Endor NPC or the
Endor
Endor Grand Prix.
champion
Yeah,
year
he was.
2, I think, like that. He won with Old Allies.
Was it Old Allies?
I'm pretty sure it was Old Allies when it was just first popping up.
Well, I know he played his map deck. His map basically was the first iteration of. He ran like the. I don't think he ran the blaster pings with the Imperial supplies, so he was able to get like everything out super quick.
Yeah, and he just went balls to the wall. It was just like first turn, like Kylo shuttle, put a guy in the like Ozzel in the
Mm-hmm.
shuttle and take off, and or whatever, and satisfy battle plans.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that was the only Endor Grand Prix I haven't been to yet. Okay, let's see.
I'm trying to think. That might have been I think that might have been the year I was there just doing commentary when I was there by myself, and
Mm-hmm.
we had upload issues, and it was so quiet, and it was like, oh, this kind of sucks.
I know that was a year that, like, I'm working on a project for the PC where I have to go find a bunch of pictures, and that was like the one year I couldn't find any pictures. I mean, it was a little weird.
It's like the year that didn't exist, kind of like 2020.
Okay, let's not talk about that. Okay, so you need what? To flip, you need 5 battleground systems. Well, you've only got 1 battleground system, correct?
Correct. So I will need 4 more.
So I don't think you're going to be flipping. I have that inkling.
All right, kids, if you want to copy Dan's deck list, here's a great time to take a screenshot. I'll leave it up there for a second. There
Yeah.
you go.
Well, you can leave it up there. I didn't.
That's true. Yeah, we can take one more. That was my tech card for what I thought Dan would play.
Oh, what'd you put me on?
I thought you'd play ISB.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you'd play like Sokol's ISB deck or something like that with the Sand Whirls and all that stuff. Oh, there you go. See, there goes Honor. Don't worry, I'll get it back.
How are you going to get back?
Magic.
Wrong card game.
He's got an Emperor. Now he's getting all kinds of extra force activations.
Okay.
Dan is not as loud as I am. Well, that's
That's
blatantly obvious.
That's a first.
Let that beer kick in. Dan will get louder.
Oh, please.
Can't find your presence or your effect pullers.
How'd you know? How did you know?
Just a
Both.
lucky guess.
Oh, okay. That's Bill. I was like, who is Frim Basil? Oh, it's Bill.
Taco.
The one and only.
When am I probably not going to need this game? Probably don't need that.
I don't know. I play bat cards. You know that.
Yeah, but I've seen your deck basically twice now, so
This is true.
I think I'm okay.
So, Bill, if you're drinking beer, what kind of beer are you drinking? And I might be quieter just because I have a different microphone. I have a like one with the stand and everything, not like a headset mic anymore. Well,
That could be it.
and it's not up right in my face, so okay. And Chris is going to. Okay, Chris is definitely going to be draining me.
You are
What
cutting out a little bit
do
for
I-
me, but that might just be a Discord thing.
Yeah, I really want to get both players to have video on the stream, but I like this. How do the viewers feel? Do you guys like this, where you don't see the players and we just talk, or do you want to see our beautiful and shining faces? Okay, so you got some pretty good immunity right there. Up, and there's the Han Solo. There he is. You got 2 Destiny up there, huh? That's quite a lot.
Oh, there's all the good stuff. Starting to come together, boys.
Uh,
And I got my second battleground system out. Haha.
That's 2 more than what I have.
Oh no, not Braun Burrs. It's my only ground character. Okay. So, you've got 1 presence in there and 1 Twi'lek and 2 Vaders. Okay.
Two Papa Vader.
There you go. Deploy your presence. Now I'll do this.
And I'll do this.
There you go. So now we each lose an extra card. Hey, was that Jeff Vader? He runs the Death Star.
So, Chris, out of all the things that you have done in Star Wars, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment?
Wow.
Like, So you, Bill, and Greg started out the NPC. You're in the Hall of Fame. You basically run the store.
Shit.
Like, like I said, what would you say is your greatest Star Wars accomplishment?
It's definitely the Hall of Fame. I mean, to be on that list with all those people as a remarkable honor. And to be inducted the same year as Matt, of course, was pretty tremendous because Matt and I have literally been playing each other since we were like 16 years old, you know? I mean, they were all
Mm-hmm.
playing in high school together, but occasionally like regionals and things like that. Yeah, I'd see both Sokol brothers because his brother played for a while, and both Twilligers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Papa Twig would load them all into the minivan, and they'd head down, you know, 3 hours or whatever like that for the Coruscant regional. Uh, and yeah, you know, get some games in against Johnny and the Twigs, and you know, be like, all right, these are all the guys who are like in the top, you know, 25 ranking points in the world at this point, and 5 of them live with are in the same car. Like, oh, so
Yeah.
to be inducted with Matt was really awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a pretty much the answer everybody figured out that you were going to say. Um,
Yeah.
What would your second greatest thing be then?
Ooh. Well,
Just because, like,
I did win that gem PC this year. No. um,
Batmouse is going to take offense to that, right?
he he still owes me a prize for that. He told me he was going to send me something. I keep checking my inbox. I got nothing there, but
What do you expect? It's Batmouse. He's from California. Give him a second.
I gave him 4 months.
Oh, yeah. I
um,
mean, he does work, and he is basically the
yes,
sheriff of Gemp. So,
absolutely. No, I haven't even reached out to him to even find out. There's just like, you know, a thought that popped in my head. Um, but no, I mean the fact that yeah, I mean, you know, playing wise accomplishments, I made, you know, some top. I think I've made the top 8 in each of the majors, Worlds, Nationals,
mhm.
Endor Grand Prix, Texas Mini Worlds when it was still held,
And I
the
know that you made.
NPC,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know you made the top four at the NPC. When did you top eight at Worlds?
2003. That was when it was at Dragon Con that year, and it was a very interesting uh, way that bracket worked out because so 2003. I'm partnered up, you know, with Greg and Bill and Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Elia from Maryland. We all drove down
Okay.
together, and we're staying. Well, Kevin met us down there, but we all drove down together.
Mm-hmm.
Greg's mom actually drove, um, and you know, we're all staying together in the hotel room. And Justin, Mike, and Chew and Clint all teamed up,
Okay.
and the top 8 is me, Greg, Kevin Elia, Justin, Johnny, Clint, and Mike Jem, and the 8th person was Bastion.
Oh, God.
And the 4 of them are all on the same side of the bracket, and the 3 of us are all on the other side of the bracket with Bastion.
Uh.
So it was just like, all right, so it's Team KTOD playing for who's going to go to the finals,
Mm-hmm.
and Johnny made it through, and that Johnny actually won that year.
Okay.
That was he beat Greg in the finals. That was
Yeah.
the second year in a row Greg had runner up. I lost to Bastion
Mm-hmm.
badly, and
Uh.
kind of just, you know.
So Greg was able to beat Bastion to make it to the
Mhm.
finals.
Yep.
Okay. So props to Greg on beating Bastion. And
Yeah.
also, it is your turn, so.
And this is like 17-year-old Greg too, who's, you know, mom had to drive him to the tournament.
Well, I
So
mean, it's great. When Greg has always been 17.
very true. He might
Like,
have been 18 then, but yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean that was just a tremendous event, and
mm-hmm.
you know, it was at Dragon Con, and I think it was last year. It was really we've really run anything really at Dragon Con.
Yeah. And that was a PC era event, correct?
Yes, that was
Okay.
a PC era event. And maybe one of the. No, I think Bastion played a couple years after that. Still, I was gonna say maybe it might have been one of the last events Bastion ever played in, but
Well, that wouldn't be true just because we know Bastion is the reigning world champion for the last two
before
years.
before his 7-year hiatus or whatever.
Yeah. Well, see, that's all you got to do. That's the trick.
Take 7 years
Take
off
7 years off. Go to Worlds and just literally beat everybody.
yeah. I had another impressive streak going for a while. That the person who eliminated me from the NPC would go on to win the event.
Yeah.
That happened like 3 out of 4 years or something like that.
So I know it was what Chris Kelly.
Oh
Was
yeah, I
one.
forgot about him 2 years ago. Yeah,
Everybody forgets about Chris Kelly.
but it was like no, it was. I lost to Kevin Shannon. Kevin went on to win the event that year. I lost to
Okay.
Justin the following year. Justin won that year. I lost to Tom. I lost to Tom Hollingworth. He won the year
Well,
after.
who?
Yes, he was Tom Hollingworth then.
And I remember he was Tom Hollingworth, and now he's Tom Kelly.
Yes,
Yeah. So Tom, if you are listening,
he's not.
I know, but I'm just gonna cover my base at least. Okay.
Greg's almost twice that age now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we're gonna have a holotable fight.
Yes, we are.
I was hoping for this.
This is probably the most exciting thing.
It's the only time we're gonna interact. Ready, go.
No, we're gonna interact up here.
Oh, you don't have any force left to battle me now.
No, I
Oh.
don't.
But luckily you have battle order out. You can battle for free. Forgot that part. Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, I did forget that part. No, we're gonna battle. There's no reason not to battle. We need some sort of action here, and to see a hollow
Absolutely.
table battle is probably like the most exciting thing.
I was gonna say. I mean, for the viewers at home, when was the last time you saw a battle take place at the hollow table? Like, what are the rules for that? We explained them earlier, but
Who can remember the rules, the actual rules? Yeah.
yeah. Now I just need you to draw a 1 so I can subtract from your attrition with Yoda and live.
No, I'll just draw 6. I'm good.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Now I'll draw a 1.
Yeah, but I don't live.
No, but I'll have to take overflow. All right, that'll work. Oh no, stupid Vader subtracting 2 from my battle destiny draws.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that clever? Good old Yannick. Dan, when did you start playing?
So my first event was right after Endor came out,
Okay.
and so literally I go to the event, and basically I only built a light side deck. I didn't
Okay.
realize you needed to have both a dark side and a light side. So literally somebody was like, "Yeah, you needed both," and I was just like, "Oh crap!" Well, I run home, grab my binder, and I'm literally putting together a dark side deck as I'm playing with my light side deck. So, needless to say, I did not win the event.
Yeah, I could see how that could be a problem.
I mean, it was like a little, like just a little rinky-dink uh, local tournament, so nothing
Right.
big, but yeah. And then
Sure.
eventually that comic store closed, so yeah. Then I got introduced to like objectives, and like the first objective I was like, man, I really want to play this is hidden base. It was just like, I should really play Hidden Base. So got that put together. But yeah, it wasn't until I want to say Reflections 2 came out when I
Right.
really started going to like really trying to play well, because I got a box of Reflections 2 randomly,
Oh,
and it was
nice.
just like, oh yeah, I was like, I like this watching step objective. AOBS sounds fun. So I ended up going to, there was a comic convention in Pittsburgh, and I was just like, yeah, I'll play. Sounds like fun. So again, didn't do well. I want to say Reed. I want to say it was like Reed or one like somebody up like that level who won it, but
Hmm.
I think that was the first time I met Reed. So,
Okay.
and then met him through another mutual friend, and yeah, I still say one of my best experience though is a friend of ours, a friend of Reed's and mine, had he flew out Brian Hunter to play in an event out in Pittsburgh or out and actually it was Origins.
Okay.
So and he was like, "Yeah, everybody's gonna go." It was like me, Brian Hunter, and Reed, and we're like, "Yep, let's go." And literally at the last minute, our friend just says, "No, I'm not gonna go." And he like he said, he paid for Brian Hunter's ticket, put him in up and
Right.
everything, and bought him his like ticket to Origins. He was just like, "Nope, not gonna go." So Reed, Hunter, and I all went out. We didn't sleep the entire event. Yeah, and
That's not
like
the year that Brian Hunter slept under the table, was it?
it was, it was. So like they were playing like I think I dropped like after the sixth game and
Hmm.
just went and played pickup games for the old Marvel DC game Versus system.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I played that for a couple years.
Yeah, so pretty fun event, all in all. Okay.
Yeah, I won two of their like little mini qualifiers, so you
Mm-hmm.
could play in the big events, but I
Nice.
did not do so well in those. But they were throwing away way too much money that I had to try.
Yeah.
Mara Jade, that's just like forfeit fodder.
Exactly.
Okay. And Tarkin, that's more forfeit fodder.
I think you should flip.
I think that would require more
Yeah.
systems than I have.
So you're not playing a flip hidden base, are you?
No.
It was funny. Like as I was talking to Reed and the Pittsburgh guys about decks and everything, I was like, they were asking me like, well, what do you put Chris on? And I'm like, I have no idea. And they're
I'm
like,
not playing no idea. You definitely know that.
so, and I was just like, well, I could see him playing something like Hidden Base, maybe like Hidden Base X Wings. And they're like, oh, well, then you're fine. I'm just like, what do you mean?
Sure.
Well, you just make sure you probe correctly, and then you're good. I was like, well, I don't know how to probe. So what got you into? So what started you with the OCS review?
The first month happened,
Okay.
and there were a couple of people who, like, I think one or two people went like 0 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Fungineer actually. Um, and I don't remember if he directly reached out to me or if I just put something up on the forums, but
Mm-hmm.
he sent me like one or two of his game replay links and said, "Hey, if you have any suggestions on like adjustments I could make to my deck or things I could do better, like let me know."
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the reviews and I just took notes and I just sent them back. Turn one, here's something you could have done at turn three, and then like then I saw this card come up and I'm not sure how that fits into your deck, so maybe take that out and play something more like this, and sent it back to him. And it was
Okay.
like, all right, well, this was interesting. If anybody else has questions like that, and then like four more people sent me game links like, hey,
Yeah.
can you help me? And it was like, all right, you know what? We're looking for content for the Twitch channel because we only use it for major events right now.
Yeah.
And if we actually get regular recurring content, the PC could actually like get free subscribe, get actually maybe find a way to make some
Mm-hmm.
money off of doing it. And I was planning on doing it for my own YouTube channel at that point. Like I could just do some
Oh,
videos and put
okay.
them up. And, like I could monetize YouTube as like a second job. Um,
How'd that turn out?
yeah, you need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and the PC channel doesn't even have 1,000, let alone my channel. So
That's fair. Well, so what I'm hearing is people who are watching, if you're not a subscriber on YouTube, get on over and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that way the PC can get some more money, get some donations, so that way we have more of this great content, Uh, we're able to get like the banners, the higher tech camera, the better computer to run all the streams at the events and everything. Now,
and
we might not be able to do that over in Europe, but that's because they have like what, really really bad internet.
something like that.
Now, you've been over to Europe for Worlds. How was that?
That was an amazing experience. It would have been more amazing if Brian Fred hadn't spoiled the surprise.
Oh,
But
what did he do to surprise
I
you
didn't
guys?
I didn't tell anybody I was going.
Okay.
Nobody knew I was going except Greg Shaw, who I told like 2 days beforehand because I just needed to bounce ideas off. I think him and Bill wasn't going, so he wasn't saying
Yeah.
anything, and Greg wasn't even going until like the week of the tournament.
That I remember because
Right.
the at the John Anderson Memorial Tournament, which was Continentals last year, a few of us got together and were like, "Hey, let's just do a draft essentially for
Yes.
Worlds."
And I'm standing there watching, like listening to that draft going on. I had already bought my ticket and everything, but I didn't tell anybody I was going.
See now, but the question is, would anybody have picked you?
Yeah, at some point in time, I would have had to be picked, right? I would
No,
have been
not
like,
necessarily.
I'll spend $3 on him, sure. In the 17th round with my last $3, it's like, who's left? 12 European players. I've never, don't know who they are. Haven't played against them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gogolen's still there. Sure, give me Gogolen for $3.
Yeah, be the equivalent of a kicker, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they're a dime a dozen. He's an American, right? Yeah, he'll play some type of light side mains. That should get at least a couple of wins.
So, did you play light side mains for the event?
I did. I was the only one who played Hitco.
Huh. And how
Yeah.
did that go for you?
I don't remember. I think that deck. I think I went 2-2 with. Yeah, I went 2-2 with that deck. I started 5-0. So, and then I just completely hit the wall between mental fatigue and jet lag was still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not sleep well in the hotel. European beds are very different, and pillows are very, very different than I'm used to.
Okay.
And it didn't help either that my room was very close to the bar.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was convenient. It was convenient for walking back and forth, but there was still a lot of extra ambient noise and things like that too. So I think I slept like 3 hours the Friday night before the Saturday tournament. But anywho, my original story. So yeah, so I get to Europe, and nobody's seen me yet, and I'm on my way to the venue, and as I'm coming out of the hotel and trying to walk to the venue, turns the corner and there's Brian Fred, and with like Jan and like 5 other people,
Oh,
and they're like,
God.
"Holy shit, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm not here," and I just like take off running. They, yeah, they all were with DDM, who drove. So they all got in his
Oh.
car drove to the venue, got there before me, gets out. They all go in. They're saying hi to everybody. They're like, yeah, Gogolen's here. He's right behind us. I'm like, you motherfucker. So I come strolling on in, and Menzel walks up. He's like, "Yeah, you're here. Great. Yeah, Brian already told me." I'm like, "Motherfucker."
See, that's when you just tell B Fred, be like, hey, do not let anybody else know.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of it. I was like, "Oh, it's Brian Fred. If I just outrun him, I'll get there before you will."
Wow. Oh god.
There were like 5 other people with him. Kessling was drunk. Jan was with him, who was drunk and high.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "There's no way they're gonna get there before I do. It's gonna take them at least an hour."
And then you see
Yeah,
that.
no, they had a car. But Hayes didn't know. I did get the genuine reaction out of Hayes. He came strolling around the corner, and I just walked up and just stood next to him for a minute, and then just looked at him. He's like, "What the? Why?" I was like, with that face you guys use for him for the
Yeah.
that was the face that I got, and I was like, "What's up, buddy?"
So if you're wondering what the face is, when you watch either my show or Hollow Theater or Chris's show on Mondays and you subscribe, you'll see a face of Hayes appear. So after winning the Indoor Grand Prix, he just was sitting there talking to Joe or Jerry and basically just did a Hayes face. That was kind of funny. Oh, this is going to be fun. No Luke.
He was not available.
So for this event, for this little thing, why did you pick Hidden Base, especially this variant?
Um, this was similar to a deck that I actually did play in the 90s. So,
Okay.
and it was one of those decks that I did enjoy. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's go with this.
Oh.
And I had some moderate success with it. So.
Mm-hmm.
No weapon segment actions. But yeah, obviously, as someone who didn't play back, you kind of started right around then, so
Yeah.
obviously it's got to be a little bit different for you. But yeah,
I
had already
think I screwed
played
that
in a
up.
handful of tournaments. By putting passengers on there, you can't play Rauf, Rauf, yeah, because he has to be alone.
Yeah.
No, that will be fine. You can have that too.
I mean, you were immune, so did it really matter?
No, but it's 10 power, so you have to lose both guys. Is really all I care about.
You know what? I'm actually fine with that.
Now you're alone. There you go. You can get your extra destiny draws.
Too bad you knew exactly what I was doing.
Did we draw? Dan's on to beer number 2, folks.
I wish. I'm milking it.
Are you at least chocolate milking it? Because that would be fun.
No.
But you are slowly killing me, which is really all that matters, right?
I wouldn't say I'm slowly killing you. Crawling really, really badly, maybe.
Right, eventually I'll just put, like, Luke down. Oh, wait, there's no battleground sites. I have to go to you. Oh, no.
I mean, if you really want to.
I will grab that. Oh. Tracking, folks. He's setting up them fives.
For what?
All right, I'm tracking too. Don't worry about it.
At least somebody.
Reactor terminal.
I was gonna
That's
say.
a card that used to be in every deck that nobody probably even knows what it does anymore. So
Quick, what does it do, people in the chat? First one to guess gets a prize, except for Bill.
they're just gonna go. They're just gonna go to the merchant and look it up.
Okay, fine, Bill. You can get the prize. Go.
That was a card that so many people used for like the first 2 years,
Yeah.
3 years of the game, and then it was like, you know what? Rather than putting this card out, you can just. There's another way to do it that's better and more reliable. You can just play a whole bunch of used interrupts and cycle them back yourself, and you're like, oh wow, that's brilliant.
Yes, it does put cards back into your deck. So you play one. So during your control phase, you can return any number of cards to the top of the used pile. You're not gonna battle me? You make me sad.
Okay, screwed that up. Yeah, I did.
Belugo, please PM me your name and address, and I'll get you that prize. And Bill, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were 9 in when the game came out. So I thought you were an old man like Greg Shaw. So Chris, what got you into the game?
Got me into Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second. Do you mind if I revert and not drain?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's go back to here.
we're kind of just playing for fun, so.
I thought so, but you know.
No, Chris, you can't do anything.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just do it differently next turn.
Okay. But yeah, what got you into Star Wars?
My cousin was a year older than me. He went to college at Rutgers. I was still in high school. He was broke within like a couple of weeks, you know, from drinking and playing poker all night. And
Yep.
as were half the guys on his floor. And one of them had his mom gave him the 2-player game for his birthday or something like
Mhm.
that. And they were like, well, we're broke. We can't do anything. It's like, let's crack this thing open and learn how to play. And then he came home for Thanksgiving. He was like, I just learned this cool Star Wars game. Let me teach you. And it was like, all right. And there you go.
And now he's in the Star Wars Hall of Fame.
I know. And I was going to say, and 23 years later, no, 24 years later, almost, I am still playing and in the Hall of Fame. So
General Walix Blissix. So, -2 to your Star Cruiser or any location as your Admiral. Adds 1 to anything pilots. Adds 1 to the power and force mode of each of your A-Wings at the same and related locations. So why is he in the deck?
I just needed a guy. He's a general. I needed a second general I could pull with strike planning.
What the? Our most desperate hour.
Yeah, but you played Secret Plans, so, you know, it's going to cost me a fortune.
Bill says this deck needs docking bays.
Yeah, probably.
I do not disagree with you, Bill.
I think both our decks need docking bays. No, I know why Dan doesn't have his, because he wants to only force the interaction on
Yes.
the one location.
Yeah, basically, I think what this deck is all about is just dropping 6 force. So you're going to retrieve 6 cards.
I'm just going to prolong the agony here.
And move your little Melos over, huh?
Go. Sure, why not? Let's draw that one.
So do you have any fun memories from the game?
I have
Just
so many fun memories from the game. I think so many of the, those great stories that you tell people
mm-hmm.
probably revolve around either, Star Wars trips or people I know from Star Wars trips. So, I've been literally all over the world playing this game. So,
Yeah.
for 23 years, from, taking those road trips out to Origins or even Gen Con, where you leave at like midnight and just drive straight through because there's
Mm-hmm.
no traffic, and you get there at the tournament at like 8 o'clock in the morning and you're like, all right, ready to play. Yeah, flying to Germany and sneaking into Germany and having a hell of a time there. Or so many good stories, so many good people that
Mm-hmm.
you meet along the way. Oh no, you looked at my hand. Now you know all the stuff I've got.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up some destinies here and I'm gonna come kill Vader. Now you're just gonna duel me. I might take my chances. I'm feeling kind of brave. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. You're gonna land and fight Yoda.
How'd you know?
That used to be a strategy.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be how you used to have to beat Dagobah Jedi testing decks. You'd load up some people on Bosk and the Houndstooth and fly over to Dagobah, and then you wait for Daughter or Luke to turn upside down for that turn when they're on test 5.
And you beat the crap out of
And then
Yoda.
you land and get everybody out, and then she can't move to till the end of the next turn. So, yep.
Star Wars CCG is its finest.
Oh, all right. Let's try this. Dan, do you have any Star Wars highlights?
You know, I'd say for me, the biggest one was at the MPC. First round, I lost to Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing WAP. I know that he was playing Careful Planning, running uh, Tatooine and Maul's location, the Maul site,
Oh yeah, that deck.
and he kicked the crap out of me. So I then go into the consolation bracket and get by my first opponent, get by my second, and at this point it's getting late at night and everybody's like starting to, like, it's a Saturday, it's in January, so what happens on a Saturday in January? Well, there's playoff football, so it's
Yeah.
getting close to Steelers versus Cincinnati playoff game. So I'm sitting there. Casey Anus and I are playing. So we're playing, and I beat him pretty good in the first game. I want to say it was in like the upper upper teens, maybe early 20s.
Okay.
So in the second game, it's getting like it's almost game time, and he just looks across at me and goes, "You really want to watch the Steeler game?" I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of do." And he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna scoop. Go. You got the top four. Go watch the game." I'm just like, "Cool. That's
Okay.
awesome. Thank you, man." So
Did you buy him a drink at least?
I think I did the next day. Um,
Nice.
yeah, and so all of the Pittsburgh guys we get into one room. We're watching the game. Everybody's having a blast. And I mean, everybody else at this point has nothing else to play for, because I want to say it was one of the years that Reed didn't make the top. I want to say he lost to Harpster that year.
Okay.
So like nobody else has anything to play for, and I'm just like, well, what do I want to play tomorrow? And no. So I play the same Dark Side. It was Dark Side Coruscant CRV mains, and I'm just like, sure, I'll play this. You know, I don't know anything else for a Dark Side deck, so why not? And for Light Side, I switch over to Throne Room. Now, I'm not the biggest Throne Room, like the best Throne. I'm not even a good Throne. I'm not a good Throne Room player. I'm just gonna say that right now. But get by, play in the semifinals, win there, and then my opponent ends up being Mike Danboys.
Okay.
And he goes, "Hey, I've never won an event, so I kind of just be like, he's like, would you be okay if we split the money? I'll give you the higher of the cash, and would you be cool with that?" I go, "Yeah, I got no problem with it." So we ended up splitting. He took first, and yeah.
Do you remember what your matchups would have been? Would you have felt
No, I would have got
happy about
creamed.
that?
No,
Okay.
I would have got destroyed, because again, I was playing Throne Room, but I want to say I would have probably had a good chance against his Dark Side. Um,
Oh no, not Tarkin.
yeah, I feel like I would have did well against his Dark Side, but his Light Side was hidden base, and the deck I was playing was not ready for hidden base at all.
Yeah, I'm sure he was playing the quads.
Yeah,
They really liked that deck.
I don't blame them. I really don't.
I mean, it's like you guys were talking about last night. Do you think they celebrate wins, or how many times they did something cool shooting
Yep.
down the executor? And it's like golf in that way. I don't know if you play golf at all.
Yes.
I play poorly, but you go out, you have some fun. You shoot about I shoot about 120. So it's a long day.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always that one ball that you hit that you're like, hitting out of the rough along the fairway, and somehow you end up angling it right around a tree, and it ends up somewhere near the green, and you're like, I did that.
Yeah. Oh, believe
And
me,
you're
like,
just,
uh, yeah, believe me, I've had those moments a few times. I played almost every day I could while stationed in Hawaii. So,
oh yeah, so you got some beautiful courses down there.
but you know what would be fun? I would love to find a group, one of these majors where we have it's a decent location, like a day or two before Saturday. I'd love to like get just a bunch of people and go golf.
That would be great.
Bill's in. Like I will fly with. I have a bag. I'll bring my clubs with me. Not a problem.
I'm in. I already know where you're going. I'm in.
Jared, keep my golf score by tracking how many balls I've lost. That's why you got to get the multicolor balls, so that way you can see
I
them.
play with the yellow ones. They're easier to find.
Yeah, they are. One of my going away presents from Hawaii was a box of them, because I went out golfing one day with one of the guys, and I was just losing balls left and right.
Can I do it?
No, we're not. We're not playing canned decks. We are playing. So we built these decks prior to playing. Uh, Chris is a little bit more familiar with this format, so he built a hidden base. He also built the most annoying and broken and annoying deck out there. So, Chris, do you want to tell our viewers who might not know what the deck is?
Oh, so I played the Mind What You Have Learned with all the inserts and the visored visions, and I didn't
Yeah.
even get to the part where I Jedi test with the Devorian, who's a gambler, so then I can play Trooper Sabek. And I can cycle all my used 6s and 5s around and set up perfect Sabek to keep making you lose cards as well, while you're also losing for anger, fear, aggression, possibly a force drain if I ever decide to actually deploy anything to the table, and visored vision for all the cards that are in your used pile.
Mm-hmm. So that's what Chris decided to play for the first round. I conceded what, like 4 or 5
Turn
turns
4?
into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think turn
because
4.
it was not gonna. It was not a fun match at all. Like this one, we've at least had one battle. Oh, actually, no, we've had 2 battles because we've had a
Yes.
battle at the holo table.
Yes, we did. And the second game, I purposely did not ditch Insight to go get Honor, just so we would do some damage to each other and see how this game would unfold. Otherwise,
Yeah.
because Dan didn't put No Escape in his deck. I'm not sure if that was an
No.
oversight from what Reed sent, but he should have had No Escape in the deck.
Yeah.
And in this type of matchup, you would have started it, I'm sure, over like Secret Plans or something.
Yeah. Because as we saw last week, starting no escape against any deck where you can possibly get a honor out first turn is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. This is just getting stale. I'm going to cancel your meditation game text first.
No.
That way we can say we've seen a hollow table battle and possibly a duel. Oh,
2 super low destinies.
shuffled.
Yeah.
He's blind drawn. You're not going to... If you're not dueling me, we're just going to go cancel Visage. Yeah, you can flip back. That's fine. Oh no, here come all the 7s. 6, 6, 5. Sounds fantastic. Why were shields ever created? Exactly my point. That was the whole point I was trying to make with it. Was the deck terrible and all. Every time you look on Facebook, there's always somebody posting about,
Mm-hmm.
I need a deck list, but I don't want to play with all those stupid virtual cards or those stupid defensive shields. I just my friends and I just played like up through like Endor Special Edition or. So give me some stuff with that, and it's like that's like the worst time periods to pick.
It is.
At least Death Star 2, you start to get some of the counters with like Insight, canceling, never tell me the odds, and 3,720 to 1. Because before those cards, the game's even stupider.
Yeah.
I had one of those decks that went undefeated where you just started. I started Set Your Course, and all I played were droids on the Death Star and the Emperor. And then the bounty hunters in their ships would just go drain at like Kifix or something like that. And it'd be the Emperor, who's Destiny 6, Techmore, who's Destiny 6, and a bunch of droids that are Destiny 4. But it's Set Your Course, so you don't take any battle damage on the Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
So you just spread out on all the stupid 1-0 sites, and you don't care, and you just insert, and eventually it pops, and you do 15 damage. unless they're
Yeah.
playing that Jabba's Palace interrupt that cancels it, and they manage to draw into it instead of by the time the insert pops. The deck was like 40-1. It lost one game at Origins because the guy had 4 copies of that interrupt. And he played 3 of them during the course of the game.
Yeah, no thank you. I will gladly play with my shields.
Exactly.
I will say I kind of like how anger, fear, and aggression is one of the starting effects because it's one of the most
Yeah, I think that was on
toxic
purpose.
games. Yeah. But definitely got to do the cool thing and do your own starting card. Like, have it re-arted or something like almost everybody else does.
Yeah, maybe I'll get my own little unique card or something like that going. Have to figure something out.
Mm-hmm. So again, I'm sorry for everybody. This isn't the most exciting match, but actually, maybe it is.
Well, you're definitely going to see some stuff you haven't seen in a while. So,
Yeah.
but no, a lot of these games in this era are not overly interactive. Occasionally, you get like that, hunt down against like profit matchup where you're just
Mm-hmm.
kind of fighting over the same ground sites all game, and you actually get to interact with each other. But between the hidden base, the mind which you've learned, the throne rooms, a lot of
Yeah.
non-interaction. The EBO, that was the
Mm-hmm.
other deck that I was considering, and I was like, look, I don't want to play EBO. I play that enough in current environment.
It's kind of funny because like EBO is one of those decks that it definitely got better with the shields and everything, and then it got
Mm-hmm.
like uh, sneaky, sneaky.
Bosk with Gun. Yeah, Bosk with Gun is an interesting card that always looks good on paper, and you
Mm-hmm.
think of all the interactions, but at some point in time, too, he ends up never really hitting the table when he needs to. But Black Sun is certainly a deck that could take advantage of a guy like Bosk with Gun. Yeah, you're right, Bill. Shields did. EBO got taken down a couple of pegs between having instant access to battle order, resistance, and coward, obviously, to stop
Yeah.
retrieval. Dan's dumping his hand back. Here it comes. He's up in his differential before he moves over to duel. That was a thing, too, by the way. You couldn't just concede whenever you wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, that was the PC. Once we went to strength of schedule and everything, it
Yeah.
definitely made the games a lot faster.
Certainly sped up some tournaments, that's for damn sure. Between that and the tournament software, I think we shaved like 5 hours off the average event time. Hey, is that broken? Oh, no, because you did a regular duel. You didn't do an epic duel.
Wait, how do you do... Okay.
All right.
For some reason, I thought Rest Luke was 6, but oh well. Okay,
Well,
so...
you're going to win, but you're going to get to the other cool part then where you get to, like, retrieve a whole bunch of force, and I lose a whole bunch of force.
because... Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna revert that. I want the epic duel.
You just retrieved 8 cards. Think of how much bigger your differential is.
I don't care about a differential. I have never done a successful epic duel. I won't look.
I don't know. It doesn't even matter.
I don't know.
If I was paying attention, I would have
So
shuffled my deck.
yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, so I don't. Once I move, I can then use the Vader's Obsession. Is that it?
You have to move over. Don't hit the just action for moving, and then I think click on Epic Duel to initiate the
Damn,
Epic
now
Duel.
you can force train at the med chamber. Yeah, I can force train at the med chamber, but again,
He's going to put his objective out of play, and he doesn't want to do that. Well, now you can put it out of play because Visage is canceled, but
yeah.
before he actually had Visage and didn't want to take Visage damage. Alright, so we're going to revert. Vader's going to move back.
Okay, so
I'm actually going to shuffle my deck first because I wasn't even paying attention. I was just yapping away.
okay, well here. Yeah.
Ditch that. Oh, look, there's nothing I can get in there.
No, but your destinies are decent.
Haha, I fooled you. I'm going to neighbor and away. Haha. Alright, so yeah, so you pass on the just, and then you should be able to click on Epic Duel, I think.
Initiate epic duel with epic duel.
You go.
There we go.
By the way, for those of you watching at home, this way works out worse for Dan.
Oh yeah, easily. But it's a lot more fun.
Right.
That's the important thing is
The way he did it the first time in this format is the way that retrieves him, as you saw, 8 force plus causes me more force loss. In this scenario here, I'm just going to cross Luke and I think lose 5.
yeah. Well, I mean, so far you've drawn a 5. Okay. Luke is now mine.
I will cross Luke and lose 5. 1, 2, 3. And since that's not going to happen now.
I mean, you can still cancel barrier with it.
Yes, that's true. But he is no longer Luke. I believe if we click on him now, will it say he is son of Vader? No, it doesn't.
That's a good question.
It did not. His name should change. Maybe that's we got to get the Gem programmers. You know, when it goes open source, somebody get on that.
Yeah, we definitely need Luke's name to change. Yeah, because we know he can't use Luke's lightsaber. Or no, he can use Luke's. He can't use Skywalker. Or
Right,
Anakin's lightsaber.
he can't use Anakin's lightsaber because he's no longer a Skywalker. And I don't know if he can use Luke's because he's no longer Luke either, but I don't know how the EPP works like that. Is he now son of Vader with son of Vader's lightsaber?
That's a good question.
Things that you find out when you play these weird formats. Dan's gonna draw up so he keeps his high destiny all on top.
Oh, yeah.
do that.
Just gonna leave one, huh? Leia. What's she doing here?
She felt left out. I'm an equal opportunist. I gotta make sure we get the women involved in the game. Can't just be an all boys club all the time.
I'm pretty sure it's always going to be an all boys club. Unless Kim shows up to an event.
There you go. Get 2 more Battle Destiny.
You know what? That's a good question. Gemp has never had sound effects. I think it should. I really want to be able to hear like Chris Kelly. Anytime you say you deploy Saboba, you will have to have this Chris Kelly Saboba. Last week, Chris played Watto versus my What You Have Learned, and literally the entire game was him just saying Saboba every like through 2 or 3 minutes. I believe the game is on YouTube, so if anybody does want to watch it, it is available. But it's not a fun game for me. Let's just put it that way. All that attrition and nothing happens.
You maybe lose the ship. That's important, right?
Yeah, once Gemp is open source, I would love to see like sound effects, maybe some animations, different stuff. No. Getting that 6 on there, huh?
Yeah. At least give her a whirl. Make you work for it. Epic build Obi when you had the chance. Absolutely. That's okay. Dan just set up a whole big pile of Destiny. He's got 7-6 together. Oh, he's shuffling.
Yeah, because I don't remember I remember how far they were, but I just wanted to make sure.
Now that Vader's randomly in there.
Yeah, agreed.
1 in 7. What's that? 13%. Two 6s. All right.
Oh, wrong card.
Just in case you weren't sure, still the same 2 6s.
Well, no, it was more along the lines of clicking on the wrong card. I wonder if Gogs has been slow playing a glancing blow.
Courage of a Skywalker plus glancing had to go on many decks. Yes. Well, Courage of a Skywalker and then Jedi Presence was also a huge combo to go back then too. So you make Luke power 10 and then double him up to 20.
know your top card is a 6, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's 6-4, I think. Oh,
Oh,
6-5.
so close.
I gotta lose 9. Oh no.
Well, it looks like we're not going to have a Hollow Theater battle anytime soon again.
Here we go.
So this is pretty much what you, if you were playing in the format, the Premier to SR2 format, this is the kind of stuff that you would see. So again, as Chris pointed out earlier, not a lot of interaction. It's just one big chess match essentially.
It was how can you do damage and avoid interaction for both
Yeah.
sides was at least half of the popular decks and the decks that people were playing with and winning. And people like that chess match, like you say. They like that strategy of moving and avoiding
Mm-hmm.
conflict and still finding ways to squeak out, a pawn. But definitely not the most
Yeah.
user friendly, which is why there isn't really a lot of footage or video from any of those events back then.
Yeah. So, well, that was our episode for tonight. I want to thank my guest for sticking it out, playing 2 games tonight, Chris Gogolen. He will be back on Monday for his OCS review. Anything special going on Monday, Chris?
Nah, I mean,
Nothing.
I might just show off that that what the hologram version of Admiral Trench looks like,
Yes. So,
um,
yeah, we
and
got
possibly one of the PC donor cards. Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
I hear good things about those. So, and those are if you donate how much money to the PC?
I want to say it's at least $50, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Let me go look. It's on the forums. There's a whole section about donating to get the alternate image foil thingamajigger. I think it's in the announcements section.
Yeah.
Donation tier system.
So
Right.
yes, it starts at 25. No, it starts at 10. Or no, so 10 will get you the non-foil version of an AI donation card.
Foil version is at $50. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one you want because it's the foil one that looks really cool. I mean, yes, having the other AI version is great, but I mean, do you
Mm-hmm.
want the 2 or 3 years ago it was the AI of Django Fett? Do you want the regular one or do you want the foil one?
Yeah.
I think most people want the foil one.
Yeah. Okay, well, again, I want to thank my guests for this evening, Chris, and we'll be back Wednesday with another episode of Hollow Theater, where we're hoping to have Troy, the creator of GEMP, on, and then we'll be back next Thursday for another episode of Dan Plays. So just want to say goodnight, everybody, and have a good one.
Thanks, Dan. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.